Let's try now. Let's see if it'll work. What's going on today, YouTube? YouTube is not letting me do it. So what I'm gonna do is come out and then try it again and see. Wait a minute. Wait. Well, look at God. There we are, and we're back. Hi, fashion dolls. Happy finally Friday, May 8th, and welcome to another episode of Style TV. Now, my guest today, she needs no introduction. She is one of my sisters in the Black Women's Girl Chat, and you might have seen her on one of our Girl Chat panels. It was me, her, and Clara. And also, let's wish our sister Clara a very special happy birthday today. Today is her birthday. She is 42. So, wishing her a fab 42. But sending much love to my girls today. Shout outs to all of the women in the amazing Black Girl Chat. It's Black women, it's like each and every one of us collectively has something different to bring to the table. So shout outs to my girl over here, Kendra. Kendra has been doing her thing with the music. So today's show is going to be centered solely because Mother's Day is Monday. And today's show is going to be centered solely around Black women and protecting your peace because it's been a lot. It's been an attack on us this year. We've seen so many things happening in the world. But how have you been, sis? How have you been? Because we keep in touch. We've been chatting and chopping it up with one another.
I've been pretty good. I can't complain. Everything is going well. Blessed and highly favored. So, I mean, there's nothing more to say.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Welcome as you come in. Hi, Chef Sky. Welcome, 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 everyone. Welcome, TGIF. I hope you all are doing as awesome as I am. And yes, pretty in pink. Yesterday, what color did I wear? I wore like everything was bronzed. Everything was bronzed yesterday. But today I said, you know what? Since Mother's Day is Monday, let's go on ahead and jump ahead of the ball and let's do pink today. So Mother's Day, are you looking forward to it, Kendra? Because you're the mother. It's a couple of you guys, ladies, that are mothers in the group. I'm a dog mom, so yes, Mother's Day. What are you looking forward to Monday?
um, just being with my two babies. Just happy to be a mom. I have an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old, and I'm just happy to be in their lives. I'm happy that they want to be around me. So, whatever they make or whatever they give me, it's fine with me. I'm just happy to be their mother. I'm blessed to have them in my life.
Now, to all of the mothers out there, you know what it's like if you have boys, if you're raising boys. I have a 2-year-old nephew, so he's getting into everything. And
Mhm.
my mother, she's currently right now, she's send her love, send her much love. She is healing. She is doing better because I know you guys are going to ask her. I got a surprise for her. So, yes, now it's closer to the time where you can reveal that. But yes, I think she'll like it. But raising boys, growing up raising boys, because each and every one of us, our siblings, a mother knows their personality. A mother knows her child's traits and personalities. And I would say I've got my mother's personality traits in most some ways than one. Because we look just alike. And when I bought her on live, everybody was like, she could be your sister, she could be your twin. I said, I know. Yes, that's
Yeah.
what I was saying. And she's a Libra. So, Libras are very stubborn, as I would say. And me and my girl, Faith one of my other girlfriends, Faith is the substance. She's a Libra as well, too. She says, I know, I can vouch for what I say. So, you already know what I have to deal with. But Mother's Day for my mom, what am I looking forward to for her? Making sure that she's at ease, making sure that she's happy, that she has everything that she needs, that she has my siblings there, our family, most importantly, there, supporting her, loving on her, and pouring into her. My grandmother is the same thing. So this just this year, we celebrated my grandmother's 82nd birthday. So I'm excited for to see what my grandmother's going to say about her Mother's Day gift. I hope she likes it, and I know she will, because anytime last year, the year before, what I did was I put them Mother's Day baskets together. Like, self-care is imperative, and so I want my grandmother and my mom to know that I'm thinking about you. I want you to be gentle to yourself because you have made sacrifices for me and my other siblings as well too. And I also want you to know that this is for you. This is my token of appreciation to you for being there throughout my life, throughout my career, guiding me, sheltering me, nurturing me. A mother's job is to nurture. And
That's
I'm
right.
so truly thankful to have these women in my corner. And not only just that, but my girl Kendra, she's a mom. Seeing her, she is a bomb ass mother. And then there's a few other ladies in the group as well too. Fashion Rista, she's a mom.
Mhm.
Rashida talked about this. Rashida said, "Now I've got nieces and nephews, so shout outs to all the aunties as well too. We are mom figures while the moms are at work as well. So I'm
Mhm.
excited to see what the other ladies are going to be doing for Mother's Day. But I would say this Mother's Day to the mothers out there. Make sure that you are pouring into yourself because you can't pour from an empty glass. And that's just natural in us women where we have that nurturing instinct where we give so much of ourselves to the world that we forget to pour back into ourselves. So make sure that you're pouring into you. And we had this conversation yesterday with Dewitt when we were talking about self-care and finding balance because it is a job. And Kendra here, she sings. I host a talk show. I host this platform Monday through Friday. So I understand that it is a balance being in the entertainment business or being in the business of, bringing joy to other people's lives. You have to also make sure that you're bringing joy to your family as well too. And that's one thing that I can say my mother has always instilled into me is that you make sure you find that balance and you make sure that you find time for family. Don't get so much of a big head that you forget where you came from, that you forget the ones you love, the ones who have helped you. That's something that my grandmother's also instilled into me as well too. So it's imperative. What are some lessons that your mother has taught you, Kendra, being a mom now?
The life lessons that she's definitely taught me is a lot of sacrifices.
Yes.
Um, her being a single mother, and then on top of that, she was a teen mom when she first had me. She did this all by herself. When she was in school at the time. So she raised me and my brother as a single mom. Uh, she did the best she could. She sacrificed
Yeah.
her dreams, her hopes, just to make sure me and my brother had a roof over our head. We had food on the table, clothes in our bags. Made sure we were in church. That's the most important thing, and that we had our relationship with Christ together. So it's a lot of things that she instilled in me. A lot of life lessons. When I was younger, when you're younger, you think, around that teenage era, like
Oh, yeah.
the world, everything, and you don't. So me being a mom, I understand what my mother was trying to install in my life, you know, giving me those lessons about life and what to look forward to, what not to look forward to, and being careful of your surroundings, and even about finances, the importance of budgeting. I mean, it's so much she has taught me, but she's done it by herself. I mean, she had the help of my grandmother, who was also a single parent once upon a time. But I just applaud my mom and all the single mothers out there who are just doing it by themselves, taking care of their children, whether it's one or two. You're doing an excellent job. I thank my mom, I thank my grandmother, and all the single mothers out there. Um, it's just an amazing thing to see that you don't have to depend on the government. You don't have to depend on a man. You don't have to depend on uh, anyone else to do it. If you're determined to be that role model for your children, you will do whatever it takes. And one of those risks is a sacrifice. So that's what my mom installed in me, to always sacrifice, the good or bad, to put your children where they need to be.
Absolutely. Shout outs to my brother K Tooks. He says, "Hey sister Kendra and Chef Sky." I don't know where Chef Sky is. I don't know where everybody is, but the replay will be up in case anyone misses it. They'll come in. The mods will come in. Everyone will come in the chat. Make sure you guys subscribe and hit that like button as you come in, Fashion Dolls. But I'm gonna go back to your point about mothers having to make sacrifices, Kendra, because that is true. And when you said budgeting, that's why I kind of smiled because I'm kind of horrible at it. Every time you look around, I'm always trying to get the latest fashions, the latest everything. And my mom's be like, "All
Mhm.
right, you better make sure you budget, you save, you make sure you create yourself a budget. Don't." She'll tell me, "Don't go crazy," because sometimes I'll spend hundreds of dollars on clothes. Now you guys know the secret. I will go crazy on fashion. I don't care. I'm a fashion girl, and my mom said, you got to budget, you got to hold on for a rainy day." And now I see, and I'm getting better. I'm getting better, you guys. So yes, I'm a Stevie. I'm a shopaholic. I love fashion. I love to shop. I love different clothes. And my mother would tell
Mhm.
me, "You got to hold on. You don't know what could happen." And especially with everything going up now currently in this day and age, you have to make sure
Mhm.
that you are saving for a rainy day. So budgeting is something that both of my parents imperatively. I remember we used to get an allowance. Me and my brother, we used to get an allowance growing up,
Mhm.
and that was because we did our chores around the house. We helped out, and that was a way for us. We had this hideous Kendra girl. When I tell you, this was the most ugliest piggy bank I have ever seen in my entire life. You would think that somebody would have thrown up the '70s and put that thing right there on a statue. It was a clown piggy bank, y'all, and the bottom of it, all you had to do was pull the bottom part where the shoes part was and stick the money in there. And I said, "Thank God my brother broke that thing. I don't have to look at that hideous thing ever again in my entire life."
Oh,
But then my father said, "Okay, this is how you budget. This is how you do this." My mother taught me the same thing as well too. But that thing was hideous. I'm so glad he broke it. But we now, as adult in our adult years, we've learned that these are things that you have to do. These are things that you know. But my brother being a parent, I don't have any children of my own or any children, but I know what it's like to have to make sure that you budget so that you can help somebody out. There have been times when I've had to help my mom. I'm like, the shoe's on the other foot now. Your mother has helped you. She's grounded you. She's helped you and put you in this place right here and taught you the life skills that you need. Now it's your
mhm.
turn to put those to the test and help her out. And so it's like
Yeah.
now everything is all falling on our backs as the adults now. It's like you want to be a grown up. You know, we jump to try to be grown so fast. Like you said in the beginning, we don't know everything in our teen years. We don't know. You know, we're
Yeah.
just teenagers. But wait till you get into your 20s, your late 20s, early 30s. I'm in my late 30s, 32. So I would say, and it's going to get more and more. It's going to be more over time. I'm learning as I go. You know, there's no manual or no handbook. You have to learn from your parents. And my mother, she's always instilled that into me. She said, make sure that you have some sort of income, make sure that you have some sort of budget going when you start your family or whatever. And my brother, now I'm seeing that everything that my mother has told me and my brother is now being put to test by my brother because he has my nephew, his son.
Oh,
So it's like, wow, how, you know, the worlds are so unparalleled. You now have your own family, and this is what your family has taught you growing up as a young adult or a teenager. That wait till it's your turn, because that's what they will always tell us, Kendra. They will say, wait till it's your turn to have kids. And now you'll see what I'm talking about. Whitney Houston's mother, her mother told her the same thing when she had Bobby Christina. And Bobby
mhm.
Christina turned into her. She took her in a store. This is a little story. She said it on Rosie O'Donnell. And she said, you know what, everything, because she was trying to buy clothes for Bobby Christina. And what happened was Bobby Christina was like, everything I pick out, you don't like it. And so her mother just looked at her and said, see, now you see what I'm saying when it's your turn. Uh huh. When you have kids, it'll all trickle back to you. Everything that you did to me as a mother is now falling back right on you. So it's so funny. And I know the parents can just sit back and laugh at it like, now it's your turn. This is your time now. You want to be grown. You grown now.
Yeah.
Let's see how you handle it. You know,
Oh,
and she was exactly right. She didn't lie, because it's like now as you're growing up as an adult in your own, you're having to figure things out for yourself. Like me, you
yeah.
know, I've learned how to cook. Yes, I'm you know, I wouldn't say I'm no Gordon Ramsay or nothing like that, but I've learned how to cook and do things for myself independently. And that's something that I can say that my mother's also instilled into me is make sure that you are taking care of you. Make sure that you also are taking care and looking out for your siblings as well too, because if they don't know the answer, you know, when I'm long gone, you know, going on home, you guys have to depend on each other, and that's real life
Right.
talk.
That is.
Yes.
It's just important to instill these life lessons into you into your children or into your youth, because the youth nowadays, they're so stuck on um, tablets and the video games and the video they see. They think that's realistic, the glitz and the glamour. I mean, yeah, it's nice to see. That's the illusion of it, but you don't know the actual uh, things or the money or the budgeting that they had to put in to get there. And see, me as a young independent artist myself, when I was young, I was like, I want the glitz and the glamour. I want the limousine and the money and the diamond
Yeah,
rings and I wanted all of that. But the thing is, I didn't know what came with all of that. I just saw the illusion of it. And that it was a life lesson that my mom taught me about budgeting. You have to start saving money now so you can get the quote unquote glitz and glamour. Um, so it's important to have those life lessons that your parents install into you at a very early age and to keep those with you all the way to adulthood.
absolutely. Absolutely. And these are tools that we have learned as adults and as women now, because I would say we are the most into making sure that we're on top of our books. We're into most of making sure that everything is organized and kept in order. And that's something that my father's taught me structure. Growing up, being
Mm-hmm.
a Marine vet. He was a Marine vet, he served. And my mother taught me how to nurture. So those are two things that I can say that I'm grateful for to this day. And I think it rubs off on me, even with some of my guests here on the show. Kendra, some of the responses that I get from some of the other guests that come on as well, too, is that you were nurturing. I think you even said that to me when we did our first interview or girl talk. I wouldn't even consider that an interview. It was more so like, okay, I'm meeting another sister who looks just like me, who is a black woman, who is out here
Yeah.
trying to make a name for herself. And then when we collectively did our second talk, it was three of us. It was Clara with her crazy self, but we love Clara. Today is her birthday. Y'all think that I'm the spontaneous one in the group, but Clara is my girl. 'Cause I'm just like, we see each other. We here to hear. We see each other. And Rashida also, shout outs to her. She's in the group. She asked, who was the troublemaker of the group? And all fingers pointed directly to me. I said, but no, it's two of us. It's me and Clara. We are the troublemakers in the group. For sure. We always stay into something. But we love her. That's our sis. That's our girl. And we don't want her to change authentically. And all three of us met, and it was just magic. It was just magic. Throughout the whole group, I sent a lot of stuff to the group. And we chat and we conversate amongst ourselves, but we each individually are business women. And being a businesswoman, that's something that our mothers have also taught us as well too, is that you have to make sacrifices. If this is something that you
Yeah.
want to do, if this is a passion that you want to go after, if this is a dream that you want to complete and you want
Mm-hmm.
to happen full circle now, you're going to have to work. You're going to have to be willing to put in work. And that's something that my mother told me. She said, don't have on anything, don't have ass on anything. Make sure that you are going all the way. Don't just say, I want to do something and then not follow through with it, because she would get on us
Right.
about that. And she was very adamant. She wanted us to follow what our heart's desires was. I remember one point in time, my brother's probably gonna kill me for this. He wanted to be a rapper, and my mom was like, "You want to be a what?" And then he wanted to be a wrestler. Like, children have such a very unique imagination. We can let them dream and let
Oh,
them follow what their own passion of what they want to do in their career is. But yes, he wanted to be a wrestler and he wanted to be a rapper at one point. And Jesus, like, the sky's the limit. For me, I always wanted to be somewhere in the realm of fashion and beauty. And my mom, she saw all of the rave that people were getting here in my city where I'm at. They're just like, let that child go on and do something in the entertainment field. And she would listen
yeah.
to it because my mom didn't know anything about the entertainment business, not that did my dad. I had to kind of teach myself and, learn from my colleagues and my peers like K Toops, who's been doing it longer than me. I started in 2014, 20, yeah, right in 2014, 2016, around that time. So just getting out of high school, fresh out of high school, but K Tubes has had the experience more than I've had. And it's a blessing to be able to have peers in this business who can help shelter you and shield you and a light in your career as well too. So that's a blessing. But we're going to move on to the next part, which is self-care. As mothers out here, to the mothers out here, I believe that it's imperative that you take time for yourself. And I can remember it was Maurice and Latanya Godfrey, and we were talking about, being parents, having sacrifices, being a businesswoman. Me and Latanya, we were talking about this, and she was saying, being a mom, I have to make sure that everything is in tip-top shape, make sure that my husband gets to his auditions, make sure that everything in the household is taken care of. But she said, I also make downtime for myself. And it's a couple of other women that I sat with here on this platform. I said, what's your self-care? Because we always talk about this, and I think we talked about this in our girl talk too, Kendra, which is soft girl
Mhm.
era. What has your soft
Yeah.
girl era been like for you, Kendra? Because you give us this music, and it's just like, okay, when I put on some of your music, because I was listening to some of your music and I cut some of the jazz music as well before I came on, and I'm just like, okay, I feel at ease, I feel relaxed, I'm calm, I'm
Mhm.
listening to my girl. It's like she's here in the room with me. So, soft girl era, what does it look like for you, Kendra? What do you do for your soft girl era?
Really, what I do for my sophomore era is all I do is just make music. Um, I try to I try to bring out more of the sensitivity out of myself. Um, I just start creating, if anything. So music is my therapy. It's my way of escaping from being a mother and everything else under the sun you could think of. Um, and I I would I would love to get my nails done and everything and whatnot, but I just don't have time for it. So music is what gets me to my soft girl era because I can escape, I can create, I can take out the noise, the chaos that's going on in this world or in this country. Um, and I can just put it in the music. I can put it in the song and just express how I feel, um, all the sensitivity that I have inside. So that's how I do my soft girl era is I'm just creating. It could be a song, a gospel song. It could be like a indie pop type of song, or it could be I don't know, maybe just a regular R&B song, but it's the softness is coming out. Like every sensitivity that I'm feeling is coming out. So that's my software error. And that's how I get into the mix of it.
And for Black women, this year alone has been an attack and an onslaught on us. We have to make sure that we are, and Chef Scott, she can vouch for that if she's still here. I talk a lot about it here on Style by Stevie and how imperative it is that you take time for yourself, ladies, and especially for Mother's Day, for the mothers out there, because you are busy making sure that the kids get everything that they need, their snacks, that they go off to school, making sure that they have breakfast, making sure that they go to soccer practice, making sure that they go to football practice, making sure that they have everything that they need as
Mhm.
they're going on about their day in the mornings. And it's hectic. And then you're having to get yourself off to work, and if you're an independent artist, like my girl Kendra over here, or like I wouldn't consider myself an artist. I only sing in the shower. I can hit that good Whitney so emotional in the shower one good time, and that's just it for me. That's my only time. But but yes, take time for yourself. Take time for yourself. I've seen a lot of Black
Yes.
women participate in yoga this year. So I would say yoga
Mm-hmm.
is a must. You can go get yourself a deep tissue massage, go to a spa, go sit in a sauna, collect your thoughts. I see a lot of Black women, and it is a trend. It's on TikTok. Black women are doing gardening. My mother, before she got rushed off, she was gardening. She has plants all around the house here, and she's nurturing these plants to help them grow. I don't have a green thumb. My grandmother does. My grandmother can grow tomatoes. She can grow plants. She can grow all of these different
Mhm.
things out here. But I don't have a green thumb in my body. But I don't mind going out there to help my mom. I hate it because of all the bugs. But I'm like, this is something that
Oh,
she loves that brings her peace and that keeps her
yeah.
mind at ease. So I'm not gonna take this away from my mother. Let her have this moment because she brought me into the world and she brought my siblings into the world. She deserves just much more than that. So let her pick her flowers, and she'll find these beautiful flowers beside the road, these yellow and purple. And I'm like, Mama, where did you find these flowers and these exotic looking plants that I'd love to keep some of them too inside, but I know my allergies won't allow me to. But she can make these things grow and bring on more and more. So shout outs to her. It's different things that black women can do with self care. Be gentle to yourself because this year has been a hell of a year for us. So I would say go on a trip. We've seen Taraji P. Henson say she took herself on a trip to Tracy Ellis Ross. They've gone on other trips as well to by themselves, and they would vlog this and
Yeah.
we would see it on the gram. The pictures would look so beautiful. They're makeup free. They're standing on a ship somewhere on the beach. I'm like, I want to be where she's at. Who was it? It was Chloe Bailey. Chloe Bailey went to Bali or one of these other countries, and she just said, I love when the sun would kiss my skin. And it's just beautiful. The water is absolutely beautiful. I'm like, we get envious of that. But it's called
Oh,
soft
yes.
girl, and I think JT even said something about it as well too. Everybody defines soft girl differently. It's, it can be luxury. You can be luxurious or glamorous, as Kendra said. You can go pour into yourself, buy yourself a handbag, go get your hair and nails done. Uh, it's all of those different things that you can do, but every woman defines their soft girl era differently. Me, I'm one of those glamour girls. I love to get my hair and nails done, but the luxury is I have the skill to do that. I can do that from home. I don't have to go to a salon. I've taught, I went to beauty school, so I've been able to teach a little bit of myself, being able to perform these services on myself, doing hair, doing nails, doing make all of these things, and I'm thankful for it. An amazing glam team, but I like to pour into myself as well too. And when I have those down times, I will show, hey, this is the finished product. I'm done doing my nails or doing my hair or makeup or whatever. But take time for yourself. This Mother's Day, I want for the mothers out there because you've made so many sacrifices to take time for yourself. Take a trip. And I was telling my girl Hope Ellis this as well too. She was like, I got sons. I said, let them boys watch each other. How old are the boys? And she told me their age. I said, let them boys watch each other. They'll be all right. Or send them to your mom, you know. But
Yeah.
it would be kind of selfish too because your mom might want time for herself. But she probably wouldn't mind because those are her grandkids. But
Yeah.
in some cases,
Grandma is
mommy has to take
different
time for
from
herself. Yes, they'll want time for themselves. So we have to be considerate to that. But yes, I told her, I said, girl, take a trip for yourself. Go out.
yeah.
If you want to go out with the girls and go see a movie or go out for a brunch or something, or shopping or whatever that might be, find out what
Mhm.
works for you. Every woman's soft girl era is different. Yes, darling, I'm here at work, but listen, see, balance, multitasking, and we touched on that yesterday with DeWitt. But soft girl era, I want every woman to tap into that because we give so much of ourselves, and it's just like you can't pour from an empty glass. You cannot pour from an empty glass. You have to recharge. I call it the three R's: recharge, rejuvenate, revitalize. And Lord knows when I recharge and rejuvenate and I revitalize, I come back on here and it's like, boom, I look like this because I've taken time for myself. Every morning when I get up, I
Fact.
try to exercise every single
Mhm.
day. I exercise and I vlog
Mhm.
it. Y'all watch my stories. I do my 30 minutes of my walk every morning. And sometimes I'm just like, Lord, Kendra, I don't know how I'm gonna get on up out this bed when you hit 30, and we touched on this with Kid Griffey Monday. When you hit 30, your bones don't work the way they used to when you were in your 20s and in your teens. So I gotta
Oh, no.
roll over on the bed slowly like this, like, okay, what we working with today? So I gotta kind of twist myself a little bit to get
Give
on up
all
out the
the
bed.
excuses. Yeah.
Yes,
Uh-huh. I'm
girl,
on the same
it's
page with you, sis, I promise.
mm, it's like, okay, we can't just jump up like we was in our 20s. Now we gonna have to take this slow. We don't want to injure something. I think Chef Sky said that when I did the show with Kid Griffey. We were talking about that. You know, the things you used to could do in your 20s and in your teens, you can't do now. So it's like you kind of
Hello.
have to take it slow. So I would say that take a minute out of the day, exercise. Take a few minutes, exercise, whatever that may be for you, and make it work. Make whatever it is work for you. I'm telling you, you will see the results in, and it works so good. I do it every morning. I do 30 minutes of a walk every morning. I had a conversation with my aunt. She's just like, I applaud you for your consistency because I don't see how you do it. I was like, Auntie, I don't even know how I do it. And this is my mom's sister. She's just like, I got to get up and walk with you. My mom was trying to walk. I was like, okay, I do this early now. So you got to be ready. Have your stuff ready and on to go. And I do it and come back and I feel so rejuvenated. I feel refreshed, like I'm ready to just tackle the world. So exercise is one. And they're just like, how do you look like you're unfazed? And we look at Mary J. Blige, stress free. That's what we want to be. We want to live our lives as women stress free because it's human nature. It's in us to give and provide and nurture. But also, we want to live our lives stress free. So limit your intake. I know it can be overwhelming with the news cycle. Unplug, put down your phone sometimes. And Rashida in our group, Kendra, she said this when I did my girl talk with her, and I think I sent that to the chat. She said, you got to establish boundaries. Establish boundaries. If it no longer serves me purpose, I'm not going to hold on to it. And she said that in the girl talk. And I asked her, I said, what is your self curl? What is your soft girl era look like, Rashida? And she said, I establish boundaries. No, I will not. I'm going to protect my peace. I'm going to be in my soft girl era. I'm going to be in my bag creating. So Kendra creates music. Me, I go straight to fashion. Fashion is my escape because scientific studies have shown that when you add color into your life, it enhances your mood. So the first thing when I see yellow, I see sunshine. I think of a beach. When I see blue, I think of the beautiful waters in other countries. When I see pink, I think cotton candy, which was what I was going for today, which was decadent cotton candy with a little bit of chocolate in there, because y'all know Miss Stevie is chocolate. So, but I like to,
Ain't nothing
I
wrong
love
with
to
a
play
little
with color.
chocolate.
Yes, girl. And I love to play with color. Fashion has been an escape for me. Not just that, but exercising. Writing is also therapeutic. I remember when 2026 hit, I've seen a lot of women vlog, on TikTok and say, hey, I got my diary entry for this day, whoopty 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 whoo. I've got my diary and I'm writing in it or I'm writing in my affirmation journal. So I would say, ladies, invest and get you an affirmation journal. That is the best thing, and it will make a great Mother's Day gift as well too. So write down whatever it is that you want to affirm into the new year. Write down whatever boundaries you want to set. Anything realistically that you want to do, I would say go for that. I create vision boards. You can host a vision board party. And one of my girlfriends, shout outs to Felicia, she was saying, she said, sis, I got started on my vision board. I said, girl, we could have made another one together. We could have did something together. Have a vision board party with your girlfriends. You can have the champagne, you can have the snacks or whatever you like out there. And you can just work on your boards, whatever you want to complete into the new year, because this year is flying by so fast, 2026. So Lord knows what 2027 is going to bring in store, and we are already planning ahead on what we want our next chapter in life to be. So it's important. Write those things down and document them. So those are just a few things that I would say to women that you can do with your soft girl era that I would suggest as well too. But you don't have to spend a whole lot. You can go right there to Dollar Tree, the craft section, and if they're still here, I hate that they closed down Joann's Fabrics. My mother wanted to create a quilt. That's something that she wanted to do. So she's now wanting to get back into sewing. She would sew a lot. So whether it was putting a button back on a jacket for me or a dress, she would always sew, and that's her therapy for her as well too. My grandmother loves to do crossword puzzles, and they have the adult coloring books and crossword puzzles out here
Oh,
with the butterflies. So
oh yeah, I
there,
love.
I have
Yeah,
one, and I haven't completed it, but I'm probably going to do that after my interview, after my girl talk, and catch up with my sis here, Kendra. But yes, get those little things. They don't cost nothing but a buck. You can go right there to Dollar Tree and get you one. You can go right to that arts and crafts section. My sister, may she rest in grace, she was amazing with arts and crafts. She would make bracelets with the beads. She would
mhm.
make necklaces. She would make earrings. It's therapeutic. These are things that women can do for your soft girl or your self care era. Be gentle to yourself and pour into yourself. And that's what I would say to anybody for Mother's Day. Today's show is centered solely around Mother's Day being Monday and self care. And I want a lot of people to take away from that. So hopefully that will help as well too. Now, music, Kendra, how has music been an escape with everything that's going on, an influx? Because every day I see you post a new video, and it's just so therapeutic to hear your voice come on. In a world full of chaos, we could use an angel, and you have definitely been an angel in the midst of this chaos. So how have you been managing with doing the music, girl?
I I manage. um, I, I manage by just always. I'm always thinking. I'm always looking for a way to create some type of vibe or some type of feeling that that's maybe in my head or some type of beat that I hear or a melody that I hear. Um, so one of my favorite singers is Sade, and
Oh,
I could listen to her for hours and hours and hours, and her voice is therapeutic to me. So I get some of my influence ideas from her, or I get some of my influence ideas from um, Whitney Houston,
oh.
or I get them from Luther Vandross, or even Tina Turner sometimes. Um, and so I take their voices and I try to create something in that realm of like a soft, calming ballad, if you will. Um, and I'll just start writing it down. As soon as I hear it, I'm writing it down. Like I don't care if I'm in the middle of exercising or in the middle of cleaning up. I'm like, I got to write this down because obviously this is in my head for a reason. So that's how I manage the songs and the music for me at least. Um, by that feeling, by that vibe, by that this or even just a spirit of any sort. Not a bad one, um, but just a, um, a vibe. So that's how I manage it all. Even with two children that are very active, sometimes they're my inspiration, you know, and then I'll just start just writing, and my brain is just racked full of ideas. So that's how I do it.
You have to center yourself as a writer. I know this for certain. You have to center yourself and find your safe space. And for you, your angels, your children have been your safe space. And you have been an angel and a beacon in the dark times as well too. Because I swear, when I come on and I see your videos of you dropping a new single, I repost and I share to the ladies in the chat, and I'm just like, we need this. We need this in these dark times. And we have to
Yeah.
find ourselves an escape. Even for me as a host of a platform, I just mentioned you, girl. Shout outs to my girl, my other girlfriend. One of the other girlfriends of the girlfriends. We have my girl Faith is the substance. Faith meet my girl Kendra. Kendra meet Faith. And y'all two need to do a show together. This will be great because her energy is just like yours, Kendra. Faith is one of those girls. How can I describe her? I would say she is, because she's a little bit like me. She's a little raunchy. She will say this in the beginning of her show. She'll say, um, I had to put my bra on today, and sometimes I forget to put mine on. Sometimes I don't feel like wearing one time. You know what I'm saying? But she keeps it real. I'm like, okay, that's a girl for me. So
I
y'all
get it.
two will get along great. Definitely, ladies,
Uh,
chop it up with each other. But we were just talking about you, Faith. We're talking about being in your soft girl era and what that looks like for us as Black women. And Faith just had
mm,
Tiffany Monique on the show, and I asked the ladies, I said, both, what do you ladies do for beauty? What is your beauty tips? I just randomly out of blue just asked them that. And Faith gave me
mm,
hers, Tiffany gave me hers. And as women, it's imperative that we find ourselves in escape, because we're living in a time right now where it's just like so much that is against us, that is against the Crystal, yes, Crystal Monique, when she did her interview with Crystal. And I asked both of them, I said, ladies, what do y'all do? What is y'all's beauty tips and regimes? Crystal had hers and Faith had hers, Kendra. And I think that it's imperative that we find ourselves an escape in a place where we can just have a gentle moment to ourselves, and it can be writing. Writing is therapeutic. You just don't know how much of writing I've been doing with
mm-hmm,
the midst of everything going on in the world. I set myself
mm-hmm,
away, and it's been so beautiful outside. Sometimes I'll go, we have a swing in our yard here, and I'll go and I'll sit in that swing, or I'll sit in the front yard somewhere, and I just become one with I see the beautiful flowers and everything. I'm like, okay, when it's not too hot, of course, because it has been hot. If you live in the South, the heat index, my God. But find yourself a
mm-hmm.
safe space. That's what we were talking about, Faith. Finding a safe space as women where we can go to. And Faith is also Faith and Kendra, you both are moms, so I know what it's like having to find that balance as mothers and as women and as a business, as an entity, as a whole. And I can remember watching an interview with Diana Ross, and the interviewer, he asked her, he said, do you believe that you as a woman can find the balance? And she was just like, let me tell you, I'm a mother, I'm an entertainer, but most of all, I am a woman. And women, it's instant in us to have that balance. It's instant in us to have that balance. With hosting Style by Stevie, making sure that, and I was telling my mom this, I kind of fussed at my mom, bad girl. But you have your disagreements, even in your adult years with your parents. But I
Yeah.
was saying, Mama, I'm taking care of you. I'm doing this to make sure that you good, that you straight, that you won't, my mother won't have to want for nothing. I said to her one time, I would go to the end of the world for you and back. You are one of the most precious diamonds that I will protect. Our mothers are our precious diamonds because they have made so many sacrifices for us. I said, Mama, let me in return do that for you. You won't have to want for nothing. I'm gonna make sure you good, you and grandma straight. So I'm the type, I always love to spoil my mom with gifts and pour into her. I'm like, Mama, whatever is your safe space. And like Faith just said, your safe space is necessary. So I bought her one of those little button sewing machines. She likes that. I surprise her. Kendra, whenever I go to Victoria's Secret, it's not just for me. Yeah, it's for me. But I make sure I buy two of everything, two of the same thing. And that bill is high.
Mm-hmm.
We typically go over $200 and some change. But I said, let me get my mama some
Okay.
perfume too. Let me surprise her. Let me use my points and get her a bottle of perfume. So I spoil my mom, and she just like, we look just alike. So the same face I'm making right now is the face that she made. What am I going to do with you? What am I going to do with you? That's what she would always say. But she said, you didn't have to do this for me. I said, yes, I needed to, because yes, it's one thing for me to treat myself, but I've learned the art of being selfless. And that's something that my mother has always been to me and my siblings, was selfless. You want the last piece of chicken? I'm like, no, no, no. That's yours. I'm not going to eat that. I'll find something else to eat. So that's making a
Mhm.
sacrifice. That is going without. And that's what any mother would do. So again, find your
Of course.
safe space that works for you. My mother's safe space is gardening. Her safe space is creating, putting things together. And I think that might have rubbed off on me because we are our parents' children. And
Mhm.
I must say that I'm glad that I've picked up that trait where I've learned to be creative and just put things together. And I think that the home decor decorating spirit has rubbed off on me as well too, Kendra, because I find myself tapping into my Martha Stewart bag where I want to redecorate stuff in the house. I'm like, okay, and I look
Mhm.
at myself, I'm like, I am becoming my mother. I am my mother. I'm like, literally. You find yourself, it's like deja vu. You find yourself doing the things that your mother are doing, and it's just like, oh my God, like, what
Right?
is going on here? Like, am I
Like a
having an out of
mirror.
body experience? A mirror,
Yeah.
exactly. And I said, Mama, I find myself doing things that you would do. Like decorating, wanting to put every holiday. I don't care if it's Easter, Christmas. She come back. It's a few days after Christmas or whatever. She'll come back with Thanksgiving and whatever holiday decorations. She's always planning ahead, and I think I've adapted that same mindset of planning ahead. And one of my guests, Rico
Yeah.
King, he said the same thing. He says, "That's you. You are your mother's child. You like to plan ahead." I said, "I learned from her." I learned how to plan ahead from her. I've learned how to invent things and put things together from her. So we are our parents' children in a way. So definitely, that's something I don't take lightly. But again, find your safe space, find your escape that works for you, and continue to cherish, pour into that. Every day you find the gym, you put that in there. And that's what I do. That's what I'm thankful for. So again, fashion dolls, do we have any questions for myself or my girl, Kendra? Today's show, again, is solely focused on, I wanted it to be special because Mother's Day is Monday. And if you guys have not done your Mother's Day shopping, y'all might want to go on ahead and get on top of that. I've already did mines. My mom was like, Mother's Day is on. I was like, because mostly Mother's Day would fall on the 8th, and today is the 8th, but on it's next week, Monday the 11th. So they change. But I've already did
It's
mines.
Sunday.
Well, yes. Make sure y'all go
It's
ahead and get
Sunday.
on Sunday. Oh, see, get on top of it, y'all. Get on top of your Mother's Day gift shopping if you haven't. Faith, ladies, what do you have planned for Mother's Day? Take a minute out of the day for yourself. And I'm pretty sure that your kids are going to surprise you with something that they've created. And it's nothing like a homemade gift. And I'm pretty sure my nephew, because he's 2 years old right now, when he gets of age,
Oh,
he's going to be wanting to craft. But I can tell you one thing about my doggone nephew is that he loves color. And I'm gonna tell you why. So me and my mama, we had mommy child time where I just like in the old school days, ladies, y'all know what it was like getting your hair braided, sitting between your mom's legs and getting your hair braided. So I didn't do
yeah.
that. I sat in the chair and my mom sat on the bed. My mom was braiding my hair, and I kid you not, my arm is going like this. There's a 2-year old jumping up and down on the bed. There's rubber bands everywhere. There's hair products everywhere. He done went and pulled all of the rubber bands out of the little carton that my mom had. I said, he loves color. So we got to do something with him. He's probably going to do something for my mom on Mother's Day. It was funny. I was his personal obstacle course. So he was climbing here, climbing there. I'm feeling my hair go back like this. He's pulling the braids, sitting between my mom leg. It was funny. I said, whatever he wants to do, if he wants to be a beautician today, let him be a beautician with you, mama. I didn't mind it. Mom was like, Stevie, you don't feel that? I said, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I feel these tiny little hands back here pulling my hair back like this. And he's jumping up and down on the bed because my brother has this bed in his house. And he loves plopping up and down on the bed. And when he has on Mickey Mouse, he's content. He's good. But yes, he's a
Yeah.
busybody. He is a busy something. And I sat him on my lap. I said, come on, sit down. Let's watch Mickey Mouse. He figures a way to
Mhm.
wiggle out of my lap and go on over here on the bed and watch TV. He'll play a little bit of this and then he'll play a little bit of that.
Mhm.
So it's funny. It is funny. They get into everything. And my mom was like, he told you
Mhm.
something. I said, he sure did. He hopped up out of my lap and then came back. I put him down for a minute because I had to go get something. And he jumped right back in
Yeah.
my lap. It was funny. It was the funniest thing in the world. I was like, I'm his personal obstacle course. He climbing on me up here on the bed, on my shoulder, call himself combing my
Mm-hmm.
hair and everything. It was funny. They get into everything. So I already know what his Mother's Day is going to be to my mom, and it's probably going to be something involving a lot of color because the rubber bands that she was placing on my hair are were all sorts of colors, and he likes colors. And we have like a little toy station for him in my brother's house where he can go and he can play with his blocks and everything. But 9 times out of 10,
Yeah.
he's in Mickey Mouse. He loves Mickey Mouse and Bluey. So I'm thankful for that. We put
Oh,
that on TV. He will be behave. So I'm telling
my
you.
son was.
Yes,
Oh,
yes, yes. They get into everything. They get into everything. But fashion
let's say he.
dolls, as we are coming now to our close for today's show, Kendra, what advice would you give? Because we got to do this again. This is like a ritual. It's
Yeah.
therapy, and I'm pretty sure you
Yeah.
guys needed an escape from this heavy week that we're having. So, Kendra, what gems would you give to women on putting themselves first? Because we make so many sacrifices. What gems would you give to other women that are watching us on self care and putting themselves first? To the mothers out there, what would you tell them?
Um, I don't know if this may sound selfish or not, but put yourself first because and take care of yourself. Because you have to be there for your children. You got to be healthy, have to be happy. You know, your energy is where your kids are feeding from. It's always important to make sure your health is good, your mental is good, the spirit is
Yes.
good, and that you are doing the things that you want to do. And when your kids can see and feel that, then that means you are doing something right. It's not going to be perfect, and there's no such thing as a perfect mother or a perfect parent in that matter. But I will say, make sure you're happy where you're at. Make sure you're healthy, and the rest will come. Always stay prayed up. Um, always keep God first in all you do. That's very important. Um, and make sure that you tell your children about them, and not have them go out and find someone else that will tell that will tell who God is to them when they can discover who He is through you.
Absolutely. And I would add on to what my sister said, my girl Kendra. Every time a woman chooses herself, she quietly gives another woman permission to do the same. So, ladies, take time for yourself. Be gentle to yourself this Mother's Day, Sunday. Make sure that you're spending time. Let those kids pour into you. Let them love on you because you have made sacrifices for them. Now it's time for them to make sacrifices for you. Let them love on you and affirm you and pour into you. And I would say the same for anybody else, making sure that you're taking that time for yourself. As Faith just said, my girl Faith in the comments just said, safe space is necessary. So form your safe space, be gentle to yourself, love on yourself, drink some cucumber water, drink some water, stay hydrated. Make sure, like my girl Kendra just said, that you are putting God first in everything that you do. And I'm a firm believer. I get up and I talk to him every morning. I don't care how bad I'm feeling. I don't care how good I'm feeling. I thank God every day that I'm allowed to be able to get up and do this platform 5 days out of the week and to bring joy to people in their lives on your phones, on your tablets, your laptops. And now you can connect YouTube to your television so you can watch me on your TV too. But I'm so thankful that we now have a way that we can connect with each other in some sort of way. So we're going to keep it that way. But that's all I have, Fashion Dolls. I want each and every one of you to enjoy your mothers, pour into them, cherish them, because a mother, I talk a lot about fashion. Well, I'm going to use this analogy as well too. Your mother is the most precious diamond that you have to protect. You got to protect that diamond at all costs. Think about it. When you go into
Yeah.
Tiffany's and you try to break in and try to steal one of them diamonds from Tiffany's out of there, what you think they going to do? They going to protect that diamond with their whole heart. Your mother is your diamond.
Yeah.
You protect that diamond. It's like the Fort Knox in there. into them diamonds. Only Beyonce and Jay-Z can. But but you not about to get to that diamond. Your mother is your diamond. You protect that diamond with all your heart and you cherish it. Your mother is the black diamond, and black diamonds are the toughest to cut. Period. You ain't cutting that diamond. A mother's love is unbreakable, it's unconditional for anybody out there. So that's why I
Yeah.
had to make that analogy. But I love y'all fashion dolls. And Kendra, let everyone know where they can follow you, girl. And we got to set something up again, whereas all of us together, the sisters, but we going to have some fun.
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram, on Kendra Shanae Music. You can follow me on all social media, Apple Music, Kendra Shanae, Spotify. Um, well, I have a website finally, where you can join the newsletter for any updates I do, any updates of shows coming up for me, the latest blog, the latest um, music. I am going to be in the studio again for my next single. So I'm excited. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. This is gonna. I'm working on an EP. So this EP is going to be a great one. It's going to be something I've never experienced before in music, but I think you guys are going to really, really enjoy it because so far I have. So, but yes, that's where you can find me, Kendra Shanae. Two words, two names, and you can always DM me, talk to me. Anytime. I'm always available.
All right, fashion dolls, y'all heard it. Y'all go and check out my girl, check out some of her music, and shout outs to Scooby Austin. Scooby is thebomb.com. And when Kendra and Scooby collab, I'm still waiting on that Phil off. Phil hasn't told me anything. Kendra hasn't told me anything either. That's my sis. I know them both, but they haven't told me anything. So we just gonna stay tuned, and I'm just gonna keep my lips zip on that. So when I find it out or when it's posted, then I'll reveal it to you guys. But I can't wait for that collab. But we will be back Tuesday, Fashion Dolls with swag 2 times here in the Dollhouse. I love y'all all. Make sure that y'all go and like and comment under the post. And Fashion Dolls, y'all take care and be safe. I love you. Take care, everybody. And take care, my sis.
Love you. Love you so
Love
much.
you too, girl.